Hey, Malika here from Lose a Pound Daily. I just wanted to go over some things about the keto program, just some basics to get you started. There will be a series of videos that I'll be doing so that you'll be educated and equipped with as much knowledge and resources that you need in order to succeed on this program. A lot of you have stated that you have never tried keto. Some of you have tried it, but maybe have not been as successful as you may have wanted to be for several reasons. One of the things that really deters people is the calculations. And I have to tell you that sometimes it is a little time consuming and it can be kind of confusing in the beginning. But once you get it and you start getting into the routine, you start getting into a groove, it's a lot easier. It's not as tough as it may seem. And so this is basically the pyramid. A lot of people get keto mixed up with Atkins, and they think that, oh, if I just eat a whole bunch of meat and lower my carbs, then I'll be fine. That is false. Too much protein could actually kick you out of ketosis or keep you from getting into ketosis. So you don't want to have more protein than you have of fats. So I'm going to go over this pyramid with you, and then we're going to talk about the pros and cons. So I'm going to go over this pyramid with you and explain to you all of the details of what keto entails. So the first thing is the conditions that is helped by keto. There's several benefits from people doing keto. The first one is that it helps people who are overweight, and it helps reduce obesity. Obesity is a big issue in this country. There is so many Americans that are obese, and a lot of it is contributed directly to our diet. So keto actually can help with overweight and obesity issues. It can help with high blood sugar. Prediabetes. Now, these are facts. These are not just opinions, but of course the FDA limits what you can say as far as things being able to cure you. But these are facts. It helps with prediabetes, type 1 and type 2 diabetes. It has been shown to help to improve the symptoms of that, or improve the conditions of that. It has helped people who have had traumatic brain injuries and epilepsy, Parkinson's disease, Alzheimer's disease, as well as PCOS. So if you or someone that you know suffer from any of these conditions, keto may have some benefits for you as well. It could be something that could help you or someone that you love. The next thing that we're going to look at is the net carb formula. A lot of people sometimes get confused with carbs, and I did too when I first started. So the formula that you're going to be using to determine your net carbs is your total carb count of a food. So let's say you were using almond flour. So you'll take the total carb count of the food and you subtract the fiber, and that equals the net carbs. Now you can also subtract the sugar alcohols, which is what I do. Because those are not counted toward your net carbs. So although this calculation doesn't state it, because it's talking about food in general, you also can subtract sugar alcohols from food that you may be consuming that has that in it. So how many carbs a day should you start with? Now, strict keto diets allow less than 50 grams of net carbs per day. The general recommendation to start is with 20 grams of net carbs. If you do start with 20 grams, that is considered to be an induction type period, and it has been shown to get you into ketosis faster. However, there's pros and cons with induction, and I'm going to go over induction in another video, but most women stay within about 20 to 30 grams of net carbs. I do closer to 30 grams of net carbs a day. And you may have to tweak this depending on your body. Your body may call for more than 20 grams. There's men that I have trained that have done up to 50 grams. My husband is doing up to 50 grams of carbs. He's a bigger guy, so he needs a little bit more. So for that, I wouldn't be as strict. It all depends on your body. So you have to make the determination of that. And again, there will be another video that goes into this a little bit deeper too. This is just talking about the pyramid in this video. The main source of these carbs should be non-starchy vegetables, which we're going to go over this part of the vegetables. You will not be eating any starches at all. If you do eat flour, it'll be almond flour. If you do have anytime we talk about a carbohydrate, it's not a potato or rice or any of that. It is a vegetable. That is what is considered to be your carbs, and it's non-starchy again. So you will want to cut your carb intake to 20 grams, like we mentioned. I would say 30 daily as a woman. And you'll eat 0.69 to 1.2 grams of proteins for each pound of lean body mass. Again, this is a calculation that we'll go over a little bit more in depth. But basically, there's going to be a carb manager calculator or an app that I go over with you, and it will be really easy for me to show you how to calculate your macros so that on a daily basis you'll just put in what you're eating and it'll be able to calculate that for you. All right, you're going to increase your intake of healthy fats because keto is fat based, it's not protein based. So it is getting, what we usually do is a 70-20-10 rule: 70% fat, 20% protein, and 10% carbohydrates. So if you are using that rule as well, you'll be eating about 70%, which is about 130 grams for most people, of fats a day. And when you think about fat, think about healthy fat. Think about these fats that are here that we're going to go over. You want to increase your water consumption. This is very important. Any weight loss program that you're going on, people always tell you that you have to drink extra water. And that is true, especially with keto. You want to be able to flush out the foods that you're eating, the fats that you're eating. You want to make sure that you have a healthy function of your body actually flushing out the food that you're eating on a daily basis. A rule of thumb is to drink half of your body weight in ounces. So if you are 180 pounds, you want to drink at least 90 ounces. However, if you are able, I would recommend drinking closer to 3/4 of a gallon to a gallon, if you can, of water daily while you are on keto, and even beyond, even into maintenance. You may not have to go a whole gallon, but just try to get in the habit of drinking lots of water. Fresh water, not, water, just tea, or, maybe lemonade that you may make, just water. And that's not the only thing that you can have, but I'm just saying, try to make sure that you have that much of just fresh water. In addition, you want to increase your salt, potassium, and magnesium. Now, if you were on the live video that I did last night, and by the time some of you watch this, it'll be much later than it is now. But we have a supplement that we highly recommend called keto salts and keto BHB salts. And that is what I recommend for you to make sure that you are getting in your salt, your potassium and magnesium, and so that you do not, or either can reduce the risk of getting the keto flu. And the reason why you want to do that is because you want to replenish your electrolytes. So some of the key tips is, when in doubt, eat less carbs. When in doubt, eat more fat. So if you are out on the road, or if you are traveling and you're just not sure, whether or not you have your fats, and you have all your fats in, and you don't know whether or not you need to have more carbohydrates, or where you are, it's always better to eat more fats than it is to eat more carbohydrates. So that is what that's saying. When in doubt, eat less carbs. When in doubt, eat more fat. All right, so let's go over the pyramid. Heavy cream, coconut oil, canola oil, peanut oil, grapeseed oil, olive oil, grass-fed butter, mayo, avocado oil, avocado butter. There are a ghee, that's one of my favorite, MCT oil. There are so many different types of oils and fats that you could use in your daily planning of eating on keto. So many. So this is going to be the basis of your program, is getting in healthy fats. I will also have a list of different types of fats that you can incorporate into your diet. This is not all inclusive. There'll be another list that has plenty more that you would be able to incorporate, and I'll be able to share that with you. But that's going to be the basis of it. That's for your 70%. Okay, so y'all bear with me. I don't know why this is on here. I cannot get it to go away permanently. It just goes away temporarily. When I start with the curse again, it starts back up. So it is driving me crazy, but I need to finish this video. So several people have asked me if you could be on keto if you are not a meat eater, if you're vegan or vegetarian or even pescatarian. And the answer is yes, you can. I did upload a couple of videos. I don't know if it was in this keto group or if it was in the Lose a Pound Daily group, but there is literature out there. There's videos. There are people who are keto and vegan and doing it very well. So don't be misdirected and thinking that you can only do keto if you eat meat. That is not true. You need to have protein, and protein can come from several sources. So the next, and then with the protein, of course, you want to do that as 20%. And the next is going to be your non-starchy vegetables. Remember, we talked about that here with the carbs. That's your carbs. Non-starchy vegetables, your lettuces, romaine, iceberg, bib lettuce, cabbage, your celery and peppers, red peppers, green peppers. Onions are a little higher in carbs, white onions or yellow onions, so you want to be careful about those. But you also can do broccoli and cucumber. Your cucumbers, your radish, your mushrooms, all of those are considered to be non-starchy vegetables. Your next on the pyramid would be your dairy. If you do like dairy, you can eat dairy. Dairy is very good in fat as well, so you can kind of couple that with your healthy fats. It's not as healthy of a fat as grapeseed oil or avocado or even salmon, but it is still considered to be a good fat. So sour cream, cream cheese, regular cheese, and again, if you're vegan, you would have to get another alternative. Now, very, very small amount on the food chain are going to be your berries and nuts. You only want to have a small amount of those, and then only certain type of berries. Raspberries, strawberries, blackberries, blueberries. Those berries that are low on the glycemic index are okay to have. I generally do not have fruit at all when I'm on keto, because for my body, fruit makes me crave more sugar, and so I generally don't. You would really need to determine for yourself if that's something that you could deal with, if your body likes that and is able to be okay with having a minimal amount. I like nuts. Nuts are also high in calories, and they can be high in carbs depending on what kind of nuts. Um, Cashews and pistachios are a little higher in carbs than almonds, or I believe Brazil nuts are a little bit lower. So I have a list of nuts that are lower in carbs that you may want to partake in, but nuts are tricky because our body likes crunch. When you're crunching on nuts, it's quick to overeat. So you have to be very careful about that. So so if you keep this in mind, these tips and this pyramid in mind as to how you should eat, and have this as a barometer of your daily eating plan, it'll be easy for you to get this keto diet, low carb diet on track, and it'll be easy for you to get this down pat, put it like that. Okay, this is all for this video. I'll see you in the next one.